everybody. I'm Garrett.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're Diary of a Family.
And we're living life intentionally with you this Saturday afternoon.
Live from Missouri, it's Saturday afternoon. If you know that reference, chuckle with us, please.
Well, we want to know where you're joining us from. Welcome to all the D-Famers. We're going to wait a few minutes here and see if anybody joins us on our live stream this Saturday afternoon, the beginning of August.
Beginning of August. August 1st.
That's just crazy. Is it really August?
Yeah. Wow. Has it been raining where you guys are at?
That's the question. How many days of rain have you had in the last week?
Yeah. Leave it in the chat. We'll talk about it.
We have been experiencing some pretty rainy weather. It's been pretty bad.
The one plus side to that is we haven't had 90-degree
That's true.
weather.
That's
so
true.
70 degrees and high humidity. It's kind of moist. But
Over the Hill RV has joined us. Hello to you.
New Horizons.
And New Horizons, hello. New Horizons, how are you doing? We are joining you from Missouri. It is overcast and cloudy, and it had called for what, 30-40% chance of rain?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And there's still thunderstorms coming tomorrow and the day after and the week after. And
yesterday was crazy rainy, right?
Yeah.
I was watching it from the windows at work whenever I was in a patient room that was open enough to notice the weather outside, and it was so wet and so rainy.
Oh.
I think we've had a total of 4 days out of 3 that have been wet and rainy this week.
Yep.
So where are you guys tuning in from, and how many days of rain have you had?
I'm sure that not every place has had the same.
No, but it'd be interesting to find. Maybe
yeah.
Texas has been hot, no rain, I want to know. And wherever you guys are joining us from.
Yep, leave it in the chat and we will...
New Horizons says it has rained so much here in southern Indiana. I have had enough to last a long time. I hear you there.
Emma, our 9-year-old, she decided to do an experiment.
It wasn't very scientific, but that's okay.
It was our big measuring cup. So one day I was sitting there, I'm like, where's the measuring cup? I need to make something.
It was outside on the picnic table.
It was outside on the picnic table collecting
filled
rain.
with over a cup of water just in the last
over a cup of water.
48 hours. Yeah. Something like that. Pretty funny.
Yep.
I know there's specific ways to gather the data of how much rainfall there has been. Like you have to have a certain size of
cup
cylinder to measure it, but I don't know that. That would be interesting to find something and
I can pretty much guarantee you that was not scientific.
No, not at all. So welcome to the D-Fam. We're joining you here from Missouri. It's been very rainy, and we want to know where you're at and how many days of rain you've had this week. So
yeah, they said in Salem, Indiana, New Horizons said we had 6 inches of rain in 3 hours. Caused a lot of flooding.
That's a lot. Yeah,
we,
some of the spots here have been, just in the RV park here. Yeah. Some of them get underwater quite fast.
We got a lot of warnings, flood warnings. Flash flood next 10 hours, flash flood warning next 10 hours in the county we're in. So it's
well, and then we get warnings to, shelter in place from thunderstorms and not to go outside for 30 minutes after the last lightning strike or something like that. So
it's been interesting. It's all things that we are very. I mean, we dealt with a lot of that when we were in Louisiana last year.
Louisiana springtime, early summer. Yeah.
In Nevada, there was something you didn't deal with. In Texas, you really didn't deal with it. Arizona, not really.
Nevada, it was wind.
It was wind
warnings.
And then Washington,
Arizona, we just weren't there during their warnings. They usually have warnings for heat and that kind of thing. Yep. Well, we have added a new sticker to our rig.
Yeah.
We added Illinois. So we, if you know, we're in St. Louis, and in Illinois is right across the river from there. So we were able to check some of Illinois out.
Well, enjoy this short video.
Look at our map. It's so cool. We get to add Illinois. We've been staying in Illinois instead of in Missouri. So I work in Missouri and we live in Illinois. Are we ready, guys? Oh.
Ready. Putting a new sticker on, guys.
Illinois has a cute little map of it.
That's the Chicago skyline with the
what lake is that? It's gotta be a lake because it's landlocked.
Lake.
Oh dear, look at this. I gotta line up all these crazy funky lines.
At least I don't have to do this one. There we go.
Yay, Illinois! So we haven't explored Illinois all that much yet, but we are planning to visit our friends up in Springfield, and we've got other friends who are planning to come camp in the area meaning 80 miles away, but we're excited to do some exploring in Illinois, not just in Missouri. This is fun.
Mommy?
So our trip down to Texas should be like, our trip down to Texas should be like this. Hit Kansas,
Mommy?
hit Arkansas, hit Oklahoma.
Mommy, do we live in
So we're hitting a few of the extra states.
Do we live in that?
Do we live?
We officially have an island of states we haven't been to.
Yep, an island of states.
So when we go to Texas from here, we're gonna be going something like this.
We should.
We will go. We could go like on the Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, then Texas.
No, we'll skip Louisiana since we've already been there.
We should just hit Arkansas. Come on down.
Arkansas and Kansas.
I love how Edison was trying to help us plan our route to Texas.
The Texas? The Texas?
Oh, he loves asking, where are we? Are we in Missouri? Are we in Illinois?
Oh, he is a bundle of just random 3-year-old joy.
Oh, it's been fun filling out our map. That is for sure.
Yeah.
It just shows how many miles we've traveled, and
Whoever came up with that idea is a genius.
total genius. Absolutely. Oh, well, New Horizons says they're planning to come to Quartzsite in January. I'm super excited about Quartzsite. Still getting the information that they need for solar. Ooh, solar. I don't know that we're ever going to be able to put solar on this rig just because of weight. Like, I feel like we would have to upgrade the underside of the rig to be able to manage more weight, because we're just about like at weight limit right now. So
There's other ways. Like, I mean, you could have a solar array that's set up down on the ground, and then you could just plug into the system from there.
that's true.
And then you could carry the solar panels in, let's say, the car. Hey, Roy and Becky's Travels.
Welcome. We want to know where you're at and how many days of rain you've had this week. If 0, that's cool. We've had 4 days of rain out of 7.
Everything's
8,
really,
6.
really wet.
Everything's really, really wet here. Anyway, solar's interesting. Solar's a good idea, but you have to know the specs of your rig and how much the solar panels are going to weigh if you're going to attach them to the roof.
I think if you go into a good quality inverter and a charge controller, and you get really good quality like lithium batteries, the weight is actually not going to, I mean, it might change a little bit, but it's not the same as if you were to, let's say, put more lead acid batteries or AGM batteries, which are like, there was one, I remember at the Balloon Fiesta last year, there was one of the RVers that he was showing us his bank. He had 8 or 12 AGM batteries. His batteries took up 800 pounds.
Oh, 800 pounds of his storage?
Of his cargo capacity.
Oh, dear.
I'm just sitting there, I'm just like,
that's so much.
What do you guys, like, you have, like, no weight for anything else. I mean, even if you have, like, 20, and I think it was a toy hauler, so, I mean, it might have had a little higher towing, like, cargo capacity.
Cargo capacity, yeah.
Jeez.
New Horizons says, did you all just use your generator when you were at Quartzsite last January? That is correct. All we have is, what's that? The Predator?
It's a Predator 3500 watt generator.
We can't run everything on it. We can run one AC, or we can run other small electronics in the house.
Yeah.
But we would run it in the morning for an hour or two to charge up the batteries. And then basically you can't run TV, you don't run the AC, you don't run anything during the day.
Yeah.
And then in the evening we would charge our batteries again for a couple hours and shut it off about bedtime.
Yep.
So we wouldn't be bothering anybody. And that kept our two little batteries. They're just marine RV batteries.
They're just the basic batteries you get
kept them charged enough. So it's really like camping, but you have your RV around you.
The hardest thing for us, definitely when we were boondocking through the winter, was trying to keep up with editing and uploading things online, because right now, I mean, we're on normal power, so it's easy to just have a computer plugged in. But anytime I needed to edit, I had to turn the generator on. I had to get everything running just to be able to edit a video.
Yeah.
So.
Grassroots Living says, we are in northern Minnesota, half-mile from Canada.
What?
Very cool. Today was the first day of rain in 7 days.
Nice.
So it's probably nice and feels good. For us, it's like, okay, our kids are stir crazy. We need to get out of this rig. Would it stop raining, please?
Yeah. Roy and Becky's Travel said Flagstaff, about 10 days of rain.
It just
rained a little bit.
That's a lot of rain. But
it all depends on how much it comes down.
It makes sense for beautiful green Flagstaff.
Yeah.
That area is absolutely gorgeous, and it's because of its elevation and the rainfall it gets.
People think that Arizona is just like desert.
Dry desert? No, it has so many different climates.
So many different climates, so many different ecosystems.
I'm like, if they think, oh no, I'll never go to Arizona, it sounds boring. I'm like, no, you have to go. Go. Explore.
Well, the thing is that if you think of Washington, did you know there's a desert in Washington?
Yep.
And a rainforest? Most people just think Washington, green and luscious. And no, there's a rainforest. There's mountain ranges. Mm-hmm. There's an ocean. There's lakes. And there's desert. Mm-hmm. And it's all in one state. And it's crazy.
Yeah. Oregon's a lot like that too. But Washington. We've explored a lot of Washington. Over the Hill RV says Las Vegas and no rain this week. Yeah, that's par for the course for we were in Reno a lot, and it was just a lot of wind and only a day or two here and there of rain, and only for like an hour or so. It wasn't like full days. Like this is like straight on, like all day long. It'll threaten, it'll pour down rain, it'll stop for a little bit, it'll sprinkle some more, it'll pour down rain. Yep. I think I start hearing it on the roof. We've had a couple of hours this afternoon for the kids to get out, and it would just spit on us a little bit.
Yeah. New Horizons asked, what was the temperature when you were in Quartzsite? I'm assuming Quartzsite in January.
Oh, in January?
It was 60s?
Yeah, during the day with the sun up, it felt nice.
60s, 70s.
You will see video footage of me in shorts and t-shirt, which means that it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
If it's in the 60s, I'm bundled.
Don't take my word. If you see me walking around in shorts and a t-shirt,
it might be 30 degrees
outside. It could be 30 degrees outside.
It would drop at night. I don't think we used our heater though. And that's key. In the wintertime, if it drops to the low 30s, we're turning on our heater. So I'm guessing it was between the 50s and the 70s.
Yeah.
So it was very mild, very moderate. It was nice. We didn't run our AC and we didn't run our heater, so
yeah. And there was no flies.
Yeah, no flies. In the Phoenix area where we stayed all winter long, lots and lots of flies. So it doesn't get cold enough there to kill them off. That's the problem.
Yep.
So
I thought it would get hot enough to burn them off.
Roy and Becky's Travel says Becky is doing better, but still very tired. Let us know what we can, pray for about. We'll do that for Becky.
Grassroots Living says one of the biggest advantages of lithium batteries is the lighter weight.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. They're expensive, but I guess that would lighten our load by quite a few pounds.
Well, I mean, the lithium battery is about 70, 80. No, our batteries, the lead acid, about 80
each
pounds each. So that's 160 pounds for 2 batteries. And most lithium batteries and the equivalent
equivalent equivalent
wouldn't. I
storage.
don't want to say like amp hours because most of them have more amp hours than the kind of batteries we have. You're looking at about 25 pounds. So you can get two of those, double it, and you're
really
still good. So you're looking at 50 pounds as opposed to 160 pounds.
That's really good.
So, it's all ratios and figuring out weight stuff. But I guess New Horizons says they have a 40-foot Class A, so they're just trying to get information. Those Class A's definitely, especially if it's a diesel pusher. Like their cargo capacity is like 6,000 pounds on those things.
You can take everything.
Yeah, I mean when we met Melanetti,
Melanetti from Living Free Zip Codeless.
Melanetti Living Free Zip Codeless.
They're not on our live stream. Normally they're on.
No, they're not on today. we are.
So tell us about when we first met them. You were trying to.
Well, we were trying to like. I think I saw all the solar that they had on the roof, and I think that they've pretty much just been stuck in a park. Yeah. I don't think they've really ever used their system a whole lot, but they're preparing for when they get on the road because they want to do boondocking and all that kind of stuff.
They are so close to retirement. You need to check out their channel because I'm sure as they get on the road here in the fall time that they're going to have lots of video footage for us.
Yeah.
And they're hilarious people. Them and their cat Jack.
Yeah, I mean, we were one of the ones that encouraged them to start making videos on their YouTube channel because they've been very involved with the YouTubing community, as most of the people in here know. Yeah. But they weren't really making videos, and we're like, you guys are hilarious. Your stories need to be told. Yeah. So.
Grassroots Living said we lived in Las Vegas area for a decade. And then they remember sometimes it wouldn't rain for months at a time. Yeah. It's very desert. Very desert. Yeah. Yeah. We drove through there. We were there we drove through. We were in Henderson the night before, and we drove through the strip in Las Vegas, and that was it.
Yeah, we did
so
too.
It was so deserty.
Yeah. I guess I should link that video. Yeah. I'll link it in the description a little bit later if you want to see it. But we drove both of ours and nursing our travel bug through the downtown strip in Las Vegas.
Rigs. Both of us have 40-foot, 42-foot rigs. Yeah. And we drove them down the strip. It was awesome. But that was the beginning of the shutdown, and so all of the casinos were shut down.
Yeah, there was hardly any traffic. Maybe about 8 to 10 cars on the strip with us. Yeah. So it was quite an experience, and we're like, we'll probably never be able to do that again. No. So why not just do it now? And I'm sure that the police officers that were there were just like,
what are they doing? Sorry, officer, we got lost. No, we didn't.
We didn't get lost.
Over the hill, RV says no rain from the monsoon season so far. Okay, so monsoon season is summertime, huh? I just don't equate summertime with rain.
Different areas, they're different.
In Washington, we would always get like 1 week solid of rain. This is Pacific Northwest on the western side of the mountain. In August, every single summer. And that's smashed
in between all the other rain we get there.
August, we would always get 1 full week of rain. And then July and the rest of August and into September would be beautiful. But that's it. All the rest of the year, you couldn't tell when you would have a clear day or not. It might be rainy. It might be cloudy. Yeah. It might end up being absolutely gorgeously beautiful. Some of those crisp winter days with bright blue sky, but everything is frozen because there was no cloud cover to keep it moderate. I'm glad that we have more sun now that we're on the road.
Yeah. Well, Grassroots Living also said, according to usclimatedata.com.
Oh, they did some research for us. Thank you.
Did some deep diving there. Quartzsite has an average high of 66 and an average low of 40 on January
15th. Yeah. I think it was warmer last time because I don't remember it being that cold.
It wasn't that cold that night.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
So, it was light sweatshirt. Little crisp in the morning, but that's about it.
Yeah. Anyway, pretty good. It's the place to be in the wintertime. Either that or Florida, but we haven't visited Florida, so we can't tell you about that. So.
Yeah. We'll get there eventually.
Live in Light RV, hello. Welcome to the show. They say the Red Rock area is nice. So Living Light, we need to know how many days of rain you've gotten so far
Recently.
this week?
Yeah.
How many days? So this week we figure we've had 4 days of rain. Somebody else said they haven't had any rain for 7 days, and it just started raining. So, oh, Bessie drove the strip. That's awesome. Did you videotape that?
That would be awesome.
That's great. So she and our rigs have done the strip. Anybody else driven their rig down the strip? That's
I would
very
say the majority
small,
of the time it's very discouraged.
It's probably a very small percentage of us have done that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there is 1,000 trails in Vegas, but we just didn't have the time to get the reservations, and with how all the COVID stuff. Yeah. I said yes, we did.
Monsoon season, I guess, according to Grassroots Living in Las Vegas, monsoon season is the end of July and the 1st of August. Huh. So that's interesting. I wonder if it feels like it monsoons because so much water pours, and because the desert is always so dry, it doesn't soak it in very well. So you get a lot of flood warnings there.
So, Kent and Lisa, or they said Bessie drove the Hoover Dam.
What?
We weren't even allowed within like a mile of the Hoover Dam.
We tried to see Hoover Dam, but they had shut it down because of COVID. So
and
we'll have to go back.
All we wanted to do is literally walk out onto a bridge that
see
nobody was on to go
lots
see
of people
it from
were
the
lots
distance.
of people were trying to see it, so it would have ended up being crowded. Deep breath. We'll go back. It's the second time that we've had to bypass the dam and not see it.
Yeah.
When Garrett and I and Emma, when she was a baby, were down in Arizona. Remember, we on our trip back to Washington. We had wanted to do the dam, but we were at Grand Canyon, and it just didn't work out time-wise to be able to stop and do the dam, too. So.
Roy and Becky's travel says, gotta run. We have a huge monsoon storm.
Oh, knocking on the door. Go batten down
Be
the
safe.
hatches. Be safe there.
Grassroots Living also said, I think they did have above average temperatures in Quartzsite when we were there at the beginning of this year.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving on, because I didn't expect us to be so long on the weather.
All right, moving on.
If you're joining us, please let us know where you're at and how many days of rain you've had in the past week. So we've had lots. So we're gearing up for school. Who would have thunk?
As Emma's still finishing.
Who would have thunk?
It's all right.
Okay, it's August.
Yeah.
So you have to start thinking about gathering curriculum and equipment, whatever you need, having a plan, because it'll be school time fairly quickly here.
Well, and the nice thing about we can start when we're ready to start. We don't have to start when all the other kids are supposed to be starting or whatever. Or we can start early. We don't know.
So at this point, our kids really haven't had a full break. Although if you count in all the times that we've been traveling and they didn't do any schoolwork on those days, they've had a lot of breaks throughout the school year. But Timothy was able to finish up 2 subjects this week, and Emma finished up 1. You want to tell us about that, Garrett, since you did it with them?
So Timothy made it through his math book, his
Yay!
Math for a Living Education, or living something like that. And I mean, it's simple, easy math, and I think he's pretty well grasped most of the concepts that they were teaching, mainly counting large numbers, counting up to 100 and
skip counting. He can do that by 2s, by 5s, by 10s. He's figured out he could do it by hundreds too, so that's fun. Yeah. They learned how to tell time on a clock, the hours on the clock, so that's been
And
good.
then we finished our Science Shepherd program.
Right, so an introduction to science for elementary age kids. We used the program with Emma 3 years ago, and she was in the lower level workbook, which has simpler questions, less questions. And so this year we repeated it, and so she was repeating it from a couple of years ago. But she went through the B workbook, which has more in-depth questions, a little bit more difficult, and Timothy went through the A book. Yeah. I love Science Shepherd. It's a great creationist sort of perspective on science. And it was...
Lots of hands-on.
Lots of little science projects that you can just do right away with kids because it has household stuff in it. So Yeah, like the last one you did with magnets, and you just grabbed a magnet and...
Well, it wanted to show how you can magnetize objects. So it wanted to use
Did you magnetize something?
Mm-hmm. We magnetized we didn't have a steel nail, which is what they suggested, but we had a regular wood screw.
Mm-hmm. Did it work pretty well?
You could, you could see it actually wore off probably quicker than the steel.
Probably.
But you could tell when you put it on there, we didn't have a paper clip like it wanted, so I used a staple.
Whatever works.
We improvised a lot. So I used the magnet, I did it, and we did the whole thing of putting like the object on the top of the table. We put the magnet underneath, and we made the little screw go spin around, and things like that. So we had fun on the last one, and it was only like 3 days worth of stuff. So it was more like your last week. Let's do a light week and have fun.
That's good.
So kids really enjoyed it.
It's video based. So they usually have a 2 to 4 minute video segment that they watch, and then they answer the questions in the workbook. It works really well. Emma is pretty much, she can do it independently. And then if Garrett and I don't have a chance to sit down and work Timothy through the book because he can't read all of his workbook yet, then she'll read it for him, and he'll get more out of it in a couple of years when we repeat it for him. But I love the fact that you can sit down with this whole age group, the elementary age, so 1st through 6th, and they can do the same lessons together and learn at their lesson, their speed. So we are going to continue trying to use that type of education. We have found another curriculum that looks promising. I've heard lots of good things about it, and so I kind of dove into it a little bit with research. And so we're going to continue Math for Living Education with the kids. Emma will be entering their level 5 book, and Timothy will be in their level 2 book. And then for language arts, which we've done some grammar with Emma, but I want something that's more encompassing, something that has vocabulary and spelling and handwriting, and where they're getting a good concept of the English language as a whole, because there's so many pieces to that. We're going to try what's the company? What is it? Has beautiful in the title.
The Good and the Beautiful?
Yes, there it is. I was like blanking. So we're going to try the Good and the Beautiful curriculum, and it is created specifically for homeschoolers and homeschoolers that are, it's Christian based. So we're going to be using that curriculum for their language arts, and each one will have their own level. I think we'll have Emma go through 4th and Timothy go through 1st. And then they have a free science course that we can download, so we're going to try one of their segments. It's only got 13 lessons in it. I don't think it's supposed to last an entire school year, but they have many science courses that are just these little short like units. So we'll see if we like that, and again we're going to use it together, Emma and Timothy using it together. And then they have history as well, and they have 4 years of history, but it is also meant to be taught all levels, from your kindergartner all the way up to high schooler.
It's pretty amazing how they interweave the histories back and forth. So you're not just learning like blocks of, okay kids, 1st grade, you're learning
simple basic stuff. So basically you do a sit down portion once or twice a week where everybody's involved in that, and then depending on the age of the child, the level of learning that the child is at, they have a different portion that they're going to complete. So a child Timmy's age might have a color sheet, and a high schooler might have to do a deeper dive, do some research, write a paper, something like that. We haven't gotten a chance to really look through the curriculum all together, but we have done, online, they really give a good idea of what is in the material. So we're going to purchase that one. The other stuff that we are getting from The Good and the Beautiful is actually free download on the internet. So we're gonna try that out. We're gonna purchase the history because we're really impressed with it. And then I kind of want to get an app for learning Spanish for them. I know there are some out there. I've had one in the past.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really fun for at least Emma to start learning another language.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we need to get out our piano more, and I need to give them, let's actually do piano lessons. We've done a smattering here and there since we went full-time.
Well, now would be the best time to get it out anyways, because we are
Stationary. Yes.
So, Grassroots Living said that it is amazing to see the number of people that are deciding to homeschool now.
Mm-hmm.
Your family was doing it before it became the cool thing to do. You must be one of the cool kids.
Yes, so Garrett and I were both homeschooled all the way through. My senior year in high school, I actually went to community college. You finished out high school with your mom and then took the GED and passed your GED.
I got a lot of at work, on the job training, and when I worked for the government.
So above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
And
a lot of it would be considered like credited material type stuff, but it wasn't like college stuff.
Well, you were having to pass courses and get certain grades on it to go on and get your badge and everything. So I have done higher level of education, obviously, doing community college and then university.
To be a nurse, you have to have a little more education.
Yeah, you do. You kind of have to graduate at least with a 2-year degree, if not a 4-year.
Well, Tom and Lori's RV Life just joined us, so they are
You're
here.
still you're in Reno still?
Yeah.
Wow. You've been there
quite a while.
All through the shutdown, right? And then I don't know, have you moved on from there and come back, or have you been in Reno the whole time? Let's see. Badlands of Alberta. Yep, we know Living Light's been in Alberta. We can't wait to go see Canada. That'll be so fun.
We'll get up there.
The problem is we're kind of tied to the United States for my work so that we can have the finances to continue this travel lifestyle. Yeah. We have to find a way of producing income more mobile.
But I don't even know if even then we couldn't just go and
have to save our pennies so we can take a trip to Canada.
Yeah. Oh, Canada.
Hey, does anybody know if the Canadian border is open yet? I'm assuming no.
As far as I know, it's not. It's like essential travel. You have to have certain requirements met to be able to get in and things like that. But
let's see. So we were talking about school. I'm really excited about it. We're going to start purchasing our curriculum here soon.
Yeah.
I've gotten all the math curriculum. We're all set that way. Okay. So Grassroots Living is suggesting Duolingo is a great online teaching tool for foreign languages. Duolingo. I feel like I've used that one before.
There's an app. They have an app now for your smartphone. So that's a good way to...
We bought the whole Rosetta Stone series for Spanish, and you and I were both working on it, but we ended up selling it when we needed to have some extra cash because we weren't using it at the time, and it was a very expensive, like $600, something like that.
I think it was more like $200 or $300.
I don't remember.
But
anyway,
yeah.
So it covers several languages. You used it for French?
By Living Light RV. Yeah, they said I used it to learn French before going to Quebec last year.
That's awesome. So you could at least order a drink and ask where's the bathroom?
I'd be interested to see what Duolingo, how they teach, because Rosetta Stone was very...
I mean, it was hands-on in a way, but I don't know, maybe
I think there's some ways that it was very dry.
Yeah, but if you make it into a game, it's so much easier. But it's just taking the time and being consistent with it. I know Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV, their daughter is learning French right now, and it's tough to be committed and to do it every single day. But that's her goal is to go to Africa as a missionary, and so she's going to be teaching art.
Yeah.
And so, you have to kind of say, well, this is my goal and I really, really want to do this. And then be proactive about continuing on. Anyway, Grassroots Living says, come up north to northern Minnesota, 68 degrees currently. Aw, that's awesome.
That would be in heaven right there. Kind of like, it's too cold. I'm like, no, this is
68 degrees. No, I would just wear a sweatshirt all day. I mean, 68's a nice temperature.
Yeah.
We obviously wouldn't have to run our ACs. That's been something. Today, none of the ACs are running right now, which is surprising. But it's been almost constant since we got here. So it's nice. Temps are nice when you can follow the 70 degree weather. Yeah.
I would say we haven't really been able to follow the 70-degree weather yet.
No.
With our travels.
At least we wintered in the right place this year.
Yeah.
But we did summer in Louisiana and Texas last year.
Yeah.
And this year we're doing summer in Missouri.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Louisiana.
It was not intense. It was not like something we really planned for.
No.
But with how everything with the shutdown and everything else happened, and we were like, we need a job because of how early
my contract got canceled. Yeah. And you know what? We were looking in Washington, but we were looking all over Washington, including I put in applications for Wenatchee. And I know from the Days, so Days... What's their channel?
Days Great
Adventure. I didn't want to screw it up. Days Great Adventure. Shelley was saying it was 100 degrees easy in the shade.
Yeah.
Over in Wenatchee. But the thing is, that's a dry heat. So it would have been like Texas last summer. We were in the Panhandle, pretty far away from the coast. So it was pretty dry. So not too bad when it hit 110 degrees, 117. I don't remember what the hottest day was.
It was bad.
It was pretty bad though. Grassroots Living says we're going to stay here as long as we can. Shalane starts teaching around the 20th of August, and I'm assuming that you guys have to come back to Missouri for that, right?
Yeah.
For that teaching. But
well, when we talked to them at the Galleons.
Yeah, guys, our video on Wednesday, we're going to recap our trip here, and it's going to include our meetup with the Galleons and with Grassroots Living. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was, well, except for my legs.
Except for your legs. He got bit up.
I don't know what it was that decided that my legs were a good meal.
Some little bug in the grass thought you were yummy.
I had at least 100 bites per leg. They're like, don't scratch it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Don't sit outside when it's getting dark with your legs in the grass.
Yeah. Tom says St. Louis is humid. I know, I was born and raised there.
It is. It is crazy. And, like, it'll rain and it'll cool it down. But the humidity, skyrockets to, 98%. And then it's like, well, you go outside and even though it stopped raining, you still get drenched.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. Is last week we had one day that was 95 degrees and 30% humidity.
Oh, it was so nice.
I walked outside. I was like, oh.
It was nice.
This is good.
It was better than some 80 degrees and 75% humidity days.
Yeah. I'll take hot and dry over, yeah.
All right. The Canadian border is still closed to non-essential traffic until August 15th. They will probably extend past the date, however. So, oh, well,
Oh, just, yeah.
It's not like we can go. We're stuck here. We're stuck here in Missouri and St. Louis until October 10th.
Yeah.
10th, yes. So that's the plan, guys. If you're coming through the area, let us know. We would love to hang out with you.
Yeah. You can email us at connect@diaryofafamily.com. The link will be in the description, so you can find it easier.
And if you don't have the ability to get through this area, but you'd like to hang out with us, let's do a Zoom call. And hey, maybe we'll even interview you for our live streams.
Yeah.
I've been missing our interviews. We did them regularly for a good solid year.
We're trying to kind of get them back up and running. Our main problem that we're having is the people we're trying to get next. They're awesome people, and we really want to interview them. We're just going to have to skip them. They want to do it.
Skip them and go to the next people.
Yeah.
And we'll come back around and see if they're ready. You guys, we have some awesome people that we've met along the way, and we want you to know them too.
Exactly.
So. Yep. Well, we have lots of things in the works. I keep promising you guys that we're going to do some work on our website, but we haven't done it yet. Garrett's been busy editing. You've edited a couple of videos.
Well, we can talk about that now. I just finished a video for Full-Time Families. Yeah. It was a project that was started in October of last year, and throughout October till now, I've been trying unsuccessfully to coordinate and figure out what to do with the footage that I captured. I just got to a point where I'm like, if I don't make it, this footage is going to literally sit on my computer in my hard drive collecting dust.
And collecting dust on your hard drive is not so good because it's taking up space.
It's a ton of footage, too.
It's a ton of footage.
Yeah.
So Full-Time Families has recently been bought out by another full-time family because the owners of it were ready to step back and not own it anymore.
Yep.
And so he just took the opportunity to just get that footage out. And so you're going to make 2 videos.
2 videos. One video on the Balloon Fiesta rally, the Full-Time Families itself. And then I did a video on, we interviewed
the lifestyle.
The full-time lifestyle. A lot of you guys here are full-timers, and there's some of you that probably aren't, but may be interested in RVing. Well,
shall we just show it to him?
Well,
you didn't get it. You didn't have a little. Okay.
And
so anyway, Garrett is going to give you guys. Can we type in the link or something?
I'll put the link to the video in the description.
You guys, it was a really good video.
Yeah, we interviewed 3 families and asked them questions about how long they've been RVing, what kind of rig they have, what they like about RVing, and a lot of just questions that people really are asking right now because RVing is a super popular topic.
Yeah, right now at least. And with, younger families that didn't think that they could do it. Oh, you have to wait till retirement. Well, no, that's not the case anymore. You can, if you have a job that you can do mobily, you can leave. Yeah. You can go.
Well, I mean, right now, a lot of questions that parents are asking is, A, I'm at home working. Do I want to stay at home working? And B, do I want to send my kids back to school? A lot of people, like we have seen in the chat, they're homeschooling. There's a lot of people that have decided to go that route. So if you have a job that you can be mobile and you have a job and you're going to keep your kids at home, why not travel? If you have the ability and you have the passion to go do it, go do it.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going to be working on a series, and it's been taking a while to make, but we want to really do it right and trying to answer questions for people that are interested in going full-time as a family. Yeah. So,
well, you guys, you'll have to watch this video that Garrett pumped out for full-time families. It's on their website.
It's on their
and
full-time
you'll
families
have to tell me how
YouTube.
I did with my voiceover.
Yeah.
Garrett let me do voiceover in his video. It
you
was
might
funny.
get a callback.
What, a callback?
Yeah.
Oh, we need this lady's voice. We need her to...
Who was that on that? If you liked it, leave a comment.
I had to do a lot of retakes, especially at the beginning, because I was like, it doesn't sound right. Or, was that what you were looking for? And Garrett's like, no, try it again.
We want to kind of
It's funny. You don't realize it, but if you don't smile when you're doing a voiceover, it really flattens your voice.
Yeah.
If you just smile while you actually say the words, it does something to it. And it puts a brightness into the sounds.
Yep. So
that when you're just playing back the voice and not actually seeing my face, you can tell the difference. Mm-hmm. You can totally tell the difference. Anyway, voiceover. That's another job that we've heard that a lot of people do as a mobile profession.
I'm not sure exactly how you get into that kind of a field, but it seems pretty straightforward. Basically, people advertise online somewhere that they are in need of voiceover for something. They probably give you a script and you send them in a demo tape type thing.
Yeah. Anyway, we have fun with that. So that's he's getting that out of it there, and then you're finishing up videos for the NRVTA as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working with Tony from Hippie and the Tech. That's their channel, because Tony has come on board with the NRVTA, and as their marketing director. Is that his title now? I think it is.
Yes.
Marketing director. So Garrett is working for the NRVTA in exchange for the classes that he'll be taking in October to become a certified RV technician. So Garrett is getting you the interview.
So the link that I just posted
There we go.
is the link to the video that I just completed.
And we'll make sure to put it in the description below as well, so that those of you who are watching the replay can find it really easily.
Yes.
So there's that.
I've just was like, well, I could easily just put it on there. So
Garrett's working on his portfolio of videos.
the thing is, I really do enjoy making videos, and I have a passion for it. And you know, I'm still learning. I'm not a professional by any means, but I'm still
You're getting paid for it.
true.
It's more of a what would you call it?
It's more like a work
trade
campaign, thing.
A trade sort of thing, yeah. So
But you'll be hearing tons.
horse trading. That's
horse
the
trading,
term. Horse trading.
You'll be hearing tons more about why we're doing that and all that later in our adventures this year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness, I've seen
Stick
so many
around.
funny memes about 2020. Like, have you tried unplugging it? Have you tried shutting it off and turning it back on? Oh, and then
I like the one. There's some road in this pothole.
if 2020 was
Yeah.
if 2020 was a pothole.
Basically, I mean, it's just like it wasn't necessarily geared towards like if 2020 was a pothole, but it was just like
It's pretty funny.
it was like, oh look, there's some road in this.
There's some road in this pothole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, starting out in January, and January was such a good month on our YouTube channel, on our plans for the YouTube channel, with us going to Quartzsite, and then you know, our contract finished up, and we headed to Texas in February, and it was just like we felt like there was so much momentum happening in 2020. It was so exciting, and
it was like momentum, and then it was like
I don't even know what happened.
2020 happened.
So I'm hoping that like the end of the year ends up being just as great as January was, and into February, and that, you know, we can look back at the middle portion and be like, what just happened? That didn't happen. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, anyway. Well, we're coming up close to our hour. There's one more thing that we need to be working on, and so we have all these things that we're trying to do: the website, keep our channel up, stay in touch with you guys. You know, our plans for Garrett going to the NRVTA Academy, the academy, and getting his training. But we need to work on our health as well.
Yeah.
So I know we did a little bit. We did our exercise video during the pandemic and what we were doing together.
Well, we definitely tried to keep it up, but the problem also was our contract was canceled 5 weeks early, and so we had to scramble to figure out what we were doing. I mean, scrambling to kind of figure out how to survive is like, okay, well, do I lift weights or do I figure out how to get some food? You know.
So we need to revisit our health. We need to revisit our diet and what we're putting into our bodies. We're hoping that the weather will be nicer, so we won't continually have rain, so we can go out as a family and do hikes or adventures and such.
I'm really interested in actually just maybe on a day I'll just take my bike to Forest Park and just go bike for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Forest Park is a ginormous park.
Think Central Park, but in the middle of the U.S.
In the middle of St. Louis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as big as Central Park. I would have to check it out. But it's
it's
pretty darn
pretty
big.
huge. I mean,
It's got a museum. It's got a theater. It's got
like 2
an
hours we drove around
observatory.
it.
Observatory?
Yeah.
Observatory?
It's in the Science Center.
No, the Planetarium, that's the one.
Planetarium.
I want to say observatory. It's a planetarium. There's a planetarium there. The St. Louis Zoo is there. There's what's called the Jewel Box, which is that's more of a like a plant conservatory sort of.
Yeah.
So we checked out the art museum. So we'll have video footage of that. But lots of stuff to do in St. Louis, and most of it in Forest Park there is free. Some of the parking is.
There's a few things
that
like
are paid for.
at the art exhibit, like the Monet, like they had like a special Van Gogh like exhibit,
and you had to
you
pay,
had to pay
for that.
But everything else was free.
Yep.
The parking was free unless you want to park in the parking garage, which was closed.
Oh, the parking garage was closed?
Yeah.
That's silly. So, Grassroots Living says, cool, thanks for the link. January was one of our best months ever in Quartzsite and Yuma.
Yeah.
I know, it was so good, you guys. It was so good.
We wish we could have stayed longer, for sure.
Yeah. Well, so if there's some tips and tricks that you guys have for us in regards to our health, that would be awesome. We're looking for, like, what food do you eat, like special diet plans that you're on.
I know diets really range widely per person. But...
widely per person and what you like. But I know that what we're eating is not the best. And we used to eat healthy and cleanly. It's tough when you're traveling a lot. It's tough when stores are closed or you have to wear a mask to come in. Or it's just tough all around. When we had a home and had a garden, we could eat fresh produce all the time.
And then I also had a gym that was 8 minutes away, and
he'd go out 3-4 times a week to the gym,
sometimes more,
early in the morning, and work out for an hour or more.
5 in the morning.
I'd be like texting, "Where are you? I have to leave for work. Get back here."
I'm like, I'm 2 minutes away. Chill.
I'm sitting in my car waiting to leave. The kids are in bed asleep. I can't just leave.
Another life.
Another life, another day.
Yeah.
That's funny. Anyway. So we want to know, what are you doing for your health?
Did we want to talk about the RV park drama?
RV park drama. Are we running out of time, though? Okay.
We have a couple minutes. We can kind of gloss over
it. Tom and Lori RV Life says January and February were awesome in the queue. That's right.
I wish we could do January and February at the Quartzsite.
I know. Well, maybe next year. We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. We could set up in Quartzsite and advertise you as an RV technician.
I'm sure I could probably stay there for a couple months and do that.
Because there will be lots of people with RV issues.
Get my experience.
Get my experience at the Quartzsite.
Yeah.
We could probably already have people planned, like they're planning to be there, they have an issue, and you just put them on your, okay, we'll take care of it while you're there.
As far as I know, as soon as I get the certification, I get put into the NRVTA database, and then there's lots of people that search that database for where you are.
Yeah. And
so basically you just update your location to where you're at or where you're going to be. And people basically start calling you and...
Yep. It's awesome!
Yeah. Looking forward to it, and then I'm kind of dreading it, too.
Looking forward to it and dreading it.
Yeah.
You'll have your own business. Tom and Lori, I know, you guys are eating healthy, right? They say, well, not this minute, though, having a bowl of ice cream. Hey, it's an ice cream kind of day. Yeah. It's an ice cream kind of day. Especially Reno's probably like cooking. Man.
So Grassroots Living says check out Flav City and Bobby Parrish on YouTube.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
We'll
I'll give that a try.
Flav City. I love that's pretty funny.
So back to the drama in the RV park.
Drama in the RV park today.
It seemed like they were playing musical chairs with
musical
the RVs. Yeah. There was like 4 RVs that were changed, like 3 RVs.
Well, let's show you the video and then I'll tell you what actually happened.
Yeah. Because she told me to go out there and do it and I didn't get all the story. And anyways. All right. So here is what's going on in our RV park right now. Apparently, there is some shuffle mania going on at the parks. the people from a few doors down decided to move their trailer, so they moved it right next to us, and then I guess left it there or something like that. Now someone else just arrived, and their tow vehicle, their Toad, is still hooked up right back there. So they can't get unhooked. They're not supposed to leave their trailer like that for the park. And they just hooked up and walked out, I guess. I don't know. So Carolyn was talking to one of the ladies involved with something going on over here, and they were like, yeah, this is kind of some crazy stuff going on. So the joys of living in an RV park, eh? Drama!
First off, he didn't tell you about what happened earlier in the day.
What had happened was...
What had happened was... So the A-Class that was parked right behind us moved over behind the
Cyclone that's right next to us.
The Cyclone right next to us. Yeah. So you can kind of see it in some of the video. So they had moved, and then this lady had pulled in with her Toad to that other spot. Now she was told, hey, there's another person going to come in to the spot right behind you. You can't leave your Toad hooked up on the dolly. She's like, I'm 70. I get tired. So she's like, I went in, had a rest. I drank a cup of coffee. And when I come back out, there's another trailer there. So they had another trailer coming in. I watched it pull down the road, and I thought it was one of our neighbors from down the way that had just packed up and had moved their trailer over here. I was wrong. They haven't moved. So only one trailer moved a spot today. And then these were new people coming in. And then even 30 minutes before this live stream, guys, I was taking a walk down to the dumpster to dump the garbage, and another big A-Class coming in with their Toad on behind. And I'm just like, wow, it's hopping today.
Well, it is a Saturday afternoon. There's, I guess, a lot of people traveling someplace. And I mean, we are not that far from major interstates. Yeah. So yeah. I think a lot of people do choose this park.
It's just kind of odd that they would come in so early. I guess it's the afternoon now.
It is.
Anyway.
It is getting later.
Well, you guys, we're coming up on our hour. Thank you all for joining us. Still join us. Let us know what kind of... what you do for health and exercise. Yeah. We didn't choose a call to action today. So I'm going to say, choose something in your life that you've been eating or not exercising or doing whatever, and attempt this week to cut it out of your diet or to go out and do this exercising every day this week. And we'll see what we can do as well on the diet side. I did serve us a healthier lunch today. We had a smoothie that I made without sugar, just fruit to make it sweet, and had some spinach in there and stuff. And then I sauteed up some ham and onion and mushrooms. And
honestly, I thought it tasted great. Timmy had decided before he even touched it that
I don't
it was
like
the worst
mushrooms.
things ever. It's weird because sometimes he'll be like, I love
mushrooms.
And
I don't love mushrooms.
The next time, I hate it.
The boys did finally eat lunch, but they're not starving by any means. We let them eat fruit throughout the day, and we always have yogurt on hand or cottage cheese. So.
Grassroots Living said, for a second there, I thought that Shalane was in your RV. What happened was, LO.
I know. What happened was.
All right, we are going to cut it off here. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up.
Check out Wednesday's video,
where we are going to go through our entire trip from Washington to Missouri.
There are some surprises.
Awesome. There are some surprises.
Surprises, you guys. I love surprises. We didn't videotape everything, so I don't know. We'll have to do some sort of recreation video. I don't know.
What had happened was...
What had happened was...
All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye, everybody. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.